Colby Covington just broke the record of least aura in martial arts. Bro has the charisma of 4-day-old guacamole on a hot summer day. Look at this short interaction he had with Usman on his live stream. It doesn't get any more awkward than this. First of all, he doesn't even know which energy to address Usman with. That's how unsure he is of the social setting.
Good to see you. It's a live stream. It's a live stream. Yeah. How you doing? Feeling good?
He extends his hand in order to show respect, but when he sees that Usman shrugs him off with a fist bump, he immediately switches to a fist himself. Is this a 3-0 for Usman?
He gave me a knuckle.
And what's this stutter, bro? How is a 36-year-old man this wonky at communication? Colby Alphabet Chaos Covington.
Or maybe we'll just fight. You never know. When chaos is in the building, it's unpredictable.
You never know which words get meshed up when Covington is in the building. Especially when he's in
Madison Square Garden. It's Madison Square Garden.
And then he says he wasn't gonna shake his hand. What are you saying, man? You literally extended your hand like you're applying for an apprenticeship. And when he talks about the fans and that he'll do whatever the fans want, he doesn't even focus on his statement.
We duked it out. Maybe we'll duke it out again. Whatever the fans want.
He keeps looking left and right to see who else might be approaching. That's why all trash talk isn't the same. It's one thing that Colby is practicing his lines in front of the mirror like an up-and-coming actor at Columbia, but he can't even say his lines with some guts and panache. He doesn't have the it factor. And this also shows in his recent fights. Everything is just lifeless and wet and has no electricity. He used to lay on the pace against Masvidal and during their first Usman fight, but eventually he lost even that and didn't have anything to fall back to. Didn't want to use his wrestling and has no power in his hands. And the missing chemistry with his team didn't help either. The issue with Colby's shtick is the same issue pranksters have. You always have to one-up your past stunt. And how can you do that when your first big move was to insult an entire nation? He put himself into a corner with that one. If he had won every single fight since his persona started, it would have been a completely different thing. Belal Muhammad isn't as unpopular as Colby, but if he weren't as skilled and dominant as he is in the octagon, people would have shred him to pieces as well. There's always a gigantic risk-to-reward ratio with a polarizing personality, and when it's not your natural personality, it becomes very clear very quickly. Masvidal, for example, could afford to lose because he really grew up fighting in backyards. The way he talks and carries himself never changes. That's because the deviation from his core personality is never too big. And for Colby, there's only one way to start a redemption arc. Go on the Jackson podcast and be as serious as possible. Without practicing lines, without talking about other fighters, just have a conversation about the tough battles of the sport. Get Rampage to say, "I'm the same way when I was fighting in Japan," and everybody will love you again. It's always easier to be loved if you were the heel before and suddenly show a shred of humanity.
He gave me a knuckle.